Morning, sleepyheads. Yes, that's right. I'm channeling my inner Ryan Trahan because he just finished his travel in America in 30 days, starting with a penny challenge. He successfully completed delivering a penny to the one and only Mr. Beast. Across the 30 days, Ryan employed an arsenal of side hustles and money-making schemes. So in this video, we're going to review each one. Now, these schemes are referred to as side hustles, and the great Wikipedia definition is a side hustle is an additional job that a person takes in addition to their primary job in order to supplement their income. So I've watched the entire series again. Yes, that's right, for the second or third time now I've watched the entire series, and this time I've made notes of every single side hustle that Ryan has used. We're going to be rating each one from 1 to 5 on an effort level and a reward level, and we're also going to be looking on how much he made on each one and how to get into doing these yourself. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Tyre, and on the channel we talk about making money online. The aim of my channel is to help others in e-commerce, investing, and generally people who like to make money online. Who doesn't? So if that sounds like you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button because I post every single week and I drop a lot of value. Now, formalities aside, let's get straight into it. So the first side hustle that Ryan does, literally 30 seconds into the challenge, is reselling. In the video, he does kind of joke that it's called retail arbitrage, and he's like exactly spot on. That's exactly what it is. Retail arbitrage is basically buying an item and then reselling it, and then you keeping the profit. An online form of this would be Amazon retail arbitrage, where you basically buy an item from retail and then you sell it on Amazon. On day 1 of the challenge, he was reselling water, and he made a total of about $85. Now on day 7, he did the same strategy again in Las Vegas, and he was making $160. Now if you were to make that every day, that's a salary of over $50,000 right there. On day 25, he revisited this reliable strategy with fizzy drinks and made $120 in a matter of a couple of hours. So for an effort level, I'm going to put this at a 3 for effort, because the way that Ryan does it is mostly offline. He's had to actively go and get the inventory, go and get the stock, and actively go and find the customers, and basically go and find a buyer. If it was solely online, then you could argue that it's a lot less effort, but the way Ryan was doing it, I'd rate it a 3 for effort. Now for the reward level, I'm going to have to put it at a 2. Yes, he made hundreds and hundreds of dollars using this method, but a lot of people did overpay, and it came from gratitude, and this is something that you don't come across an awful lot, especially online. If you list an item for let's say $50, $60, nobody's paying more than $50, $60 online. The only reason he made this much money is because he's done it offline, and then his personality, his charisma has resulted in gratitude from the lovely members of the public. Now the second side hustle that Ryan gets into is DoorDash. Now I'm going to put this under deliveries, under food deliveries, because he uses so many apps and he doesn't necessarily tell us each app that he's using, so I've just put them all under one category. Now I don't really need to explain this one. It's basically delivering items, delivering food, delivering groceries. Now you'll find that DoorDash isn't available in most countries. I don't think we've got DoorDash here in the UK, but there are alternatives. You do have Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Just Eat, so take that USA. No, I'm just kidding, you still have a lot more than us. And Ryan does use some of the other apps as well. He does use Uber Eats to do the challenge. With any food delivery app, you need 3 things. The first thing is the right to work in that country, because if you don't have the right to work, then when you do the application, when you sign up to the platform, they will reject you because, well, it's illegal and they're not going to do that. The second thing you need is a mobile phone. You could technically do it with a laptop or tablet, but if you're delivering items, then a mobile phone just makes it so much easier. You need a way to receive the orders and to basically keep track of it. So yeah, you're going to need a mobile phone. You'll also need a method of transportation, preferably a car or a bike. Now you see Ryan do this mainly in his car. When he had the Jeep, you see him do it on his bike a lot as well, and I think there was one time where he did it on a scooter for an hour as well. Now these are really good strategies. You don't necessarily need to own any of these. Like Ryan didn't own any of these items, he basically rented them. You'll often find bikes or scooters in city centres that you can rent, and this is a good way to get that transportation to fulfill some of these orders, even if it's just for a short period of time. So on day 10, he spent 2.5 hours on the app and he made 5 deliveries and he made $35. On day 12, he did 2 deliveries in the hour and made $16. Now, for that hour isn't too bad. The scooter did cost just over $7, so that means he made $9 profit for that hour, which is above minimum wage, so you can't really complain. On day 18, Ryan was well into his challenge to complete 30 orders, and he started his 8th delivery of that challenge, and he was on $65, and after 4 deliveries in 2 hours, he was on $83. So that means he made a total of $17, $8.60 an hour, which isn't too bad. Again, above minimum wage, and yeah, he looked like he had fun doing it. Now, he was clearly using different apps, like he used DoorDash, he used Uppbeat, and he might have been using another one because some of the inconsistencies in prices are noticeable. For example, on day 20, just after 4 deliveries, he earned $20, which is $5 an hour, which was one of the lowest payouts that he had doing food deliveries. It did seem that Uber Eats payouts was lower than DoorDash and the others, whether he used any others, but he did get that bonus. He did get that, I think it was $95 bonus for completing those 30 orders. So all in all, it kind of averaged out. He also got a payout of $16.58 from just one delivery because of a tip. The tip was $15, so it depends on the generosity of people, I guess. On the effort level, it's got to be a 4. This side hustle is so far from passive, it's failure. No, that's a really bad joke. I'll cut that out. But it requires more time and effort. Depending on your chosen mode of transportation, the effort level may vary. Like you saw how more chilled Ryan was when he was delivering orders in his Jeep compared to when he was cycling up that massive hill. Like it just depends on your mode of transportation. For the reward level, I'd put it as a 3. I would normally put it as a 3, but because of petrol and gas prices at the moment, it's just so ridiculously high. The payouts for most of them haven't really increased to compensate for that, so I'm going to put it at a 2. Soz, don't hate me. I do think it's a good side hustle for if you want to make some extra money, maybe to buy an item that you can't otherwise justify. It is a good side hustle. It is a good way of making extra income, don't get me wrong. Especially with the quests, challenges, where Ryan got the extra $95 for completing 30 orders. I think that's a huge incentive. Like if you happen to be registered on the app and one of them pops up, that's a prime opportunity. Why wouldn't you do that if you've got the extra time to be able to do that? So the next side hustle that Ryan tried was recycling trash.
Gotcha, sucker.
Now this one kind of failed because he wasn't able to get the money for the cans and the bottles that he was collecting because the recycling centre was too far away, so he didn't get that income. However, it was a good deed. He did a good thing, helped the environment, so he was clearly happy with that. So that's a 5 on the reward level. Window cleaning was the 4th side hustle. Now, again, self-explanatory. He cleaned windows. Can't really put it any more simply than that. He did this in a really intelligent way. He should have probably replicated this for the lawnmower, and he basically found the customers first. He basically got an order first, and then went and bought the supplies to be able to complete the job. Similar to drop shipping or drop servicing, where you get an order first and then you go and buy the product or the service to send straight to the customer. Now, this was really intelligent. Unfortunately, he didn't copy this for the lawn mowing because it just wasn't convenient in terms of location, but this window cleaning method was quite solid. He made a total of just under $60 and the supplies cost $4.34. So he made about $55 profit, which is decent. It looked like he spent maybe a couple of hours. So it was a good return. It was a good investment. For the effort level, we've got to put it at 4. It's basically same as delivering. It's taking your time. It's taking your energy as well. Depending on what you're cleaning, it can be physically demanding. He had a storefront. If you were cleaning a house, for example, then you need ladders, equipment, and then it gets a bit more complicated, a bit more physically demanding. The reward level, I'm going to put this at a 3 because, like we just said, he did make a good return on that, and he managed to find a customer relatively quick. I know he asked quite a few, but he managed to get that customer relatively quickly, and they were really nice. I think they gave him a tip as well, so I'm going to put that on a 3 on the reward scale. On that same day, Ryan also told jokes to make money. Now, he made about $45 making jokes on day 6, which is respectable. It's a 1 on effort because I'm just naturally funny. No, I'm kidding. It's a 5 on effort. It would be my worst nightmare having to go do that. Like, it's not guaranteed income. It's not consistent. It's not scalable unless you're going to become a comedian. But for me, it's just not for me. It's not my kind of thing. So I'd put a 5 on the effort level because I'm antisocial. But if you don't agree, let me know. If you don't agree, let me know in the comments what you think. On day 25, he made $27 from telling jokes. So it is respectable. There is an argument there to be made. On the reward level, I'm going to put that as it depends on your personality, really. If you're good at telling jokes and that's something you like doing, then the reward's going to be 3 or 4 because you like being social. For me, to go and do that, I'm quite antisocial. I don't find myself naturally funny, so I'd say for me, a reward would be 2. It just would. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. On day 11, Ryan tried a new side hustle using surveys. Now, he was doing this throughout the course of the series, but he just didn't tell us until there was a payout. So on day 11, he cashed out $10.30. He used the app Surveys on the go. Now, disclaimer, I've never used this app. It's not available in my country, so I can't give you any opinion on whether it's reliable or anything like that. But if you're in the UK, it's a similar app would be Streetbees. Now, Streetbees I do use myself, and the survey side hustle is unreliable. You need to qualify for them, you need to meet requirements, and some apps don't let you cash out until you hit a certain amount earned. That's why I quite like Streetbees. Disclaimer, not sponsored, I just use the app every now and then. And yeah, basically I use the app and it allows me to cash out as and when I make money, whether it's 50 pence, whether it's a couple of quid. You don't have to hit a certain limit like Ryan did. Now, during the 30-day challenge, Ryan made a total of $41.30 doing surveys. Now, he did a food diary for like a 7-day food diary. They obviously thought that information was really useful, so probably the only takeaways that he went to, because they paid him out $20. But yeah, surveys don't naturally pay out that much. You're talking a few quid here and there. On the effort level for surveys, it's got to be a 1. You can do them wherever you are. You can do them while you're dropping the kids off. Let me know if you get that reference. But yeah, they take a couple of minutes to do, and sometimes you need to add a photo. It's not very taxing on energy or time. You just do it as and when you need to. You're not committed. On the reward level, it's also a 1. It's not passive. It takes up time, and you can't really scale it or make a business out of it. So it's a 1 on the reward level. If you like the idea of doing surveys, but it's just not worth your time and effort, then do look into doing focus groups. You can literally go on Google, type of focus groups in your area, and then basically apply. And if you meet the requirements, you can get involved in a discussion reviewing certain products. Sometimes they'll give you a freebie, other times they will pay you. And most of the time it just takes a 30 to 60 minute Zoom call. And it's really good just for that extra income. And it's better than surveys because it's just more rewarding. Kind of went off track there, but that's 6 side hustles already, and we've still got more to cover. So the 7th side hustle Ryan did was collecting and selling golf balls. He entered a golf course for free in the end. He didn't pay the $650 fee on the first hotel, but he managed to find a free one to enter, and he collected a total of 7 golf balls. That's right, 7 golf balls. He was given an 8th golf ball when he was trying to do the golf ball auction, and then he managed to sell all 8 to a guy named Derek for $30. Derek, you are a generous man, because that's just insane. Effort level, for me, it's a 4. The effort of finding the golf balls, finding somewhere to go into that doesn't charge you, and then finding someone to sell them to, it's just not my jam. Too much time, too much effort. The reward level, let's give it a 1, because he made over $4 a golf ball, which does sound pretty good, but I doubt that's the market average. You're probably talking more like 50 cents. So yeah, 1 on reward level. On day 18, Ryan started his most successful side hustle, probably the reason you clicked this video, and that was dog walking. That was using the app called Wag. In just 30 minutes, Ryan made $18.99 for walking the lovely Jupiter. How cute is that dog? It's not as cute as my Bilbo, but how cute is that dog? Ryan was using the app Wag. He got approved, signed up, and pretty much got started the very next day. Wag isn't available here in the UK, but I did find an alternative called Rover. Now, it didn't take me long to register, it took a few minutes, and the average payouts for that platform, I'll put a link here somewhere, are basically £28 for an overnight pet care in your home, £25 overnight pet care in their home, £25 for drop-in visits, £25 for doggy daycare, and £20 for dog walking, which kind of matches up with what Ryan was doing on Wag. Now, the effort for this side hustle, I'm going to put it as a 2. 2 is pretty much walking what you would do normally, and if you like dogs, if you have a dog or you go walking anyway, then it doesn't add anything to your day. You're going to do it anyway, you might as well get paid for it. So Ryan made a total of just over $200 using Wag. Out of 11 jobs, just over $200 isn't too bad at all. About 60 or 70 of that income was through generous tips. So it just kind of depends what kind of person you are, depends on the tips. But yeah, definitely a solid side hustle right there. You can just see from the series that this was probably his most favourable side hustle. He just looks like he's having so much fun. And if you like dog walking, if you like walking, then that's the normal for you, then why not earn a bit of extra income from it? It's not always about the money reward. Like, I know I'm saying that running a how to make money on YouTube channel, but if the side hustle makes you happy, then it feels less like a side hustle and it becomes easier to do, making that effort level lower and lower. So yeah, for a reward, I'm putting that at a solid 5. On day 23, Ryan tried his 8th side hustle of the series, which was tyre cleaning. He made a total of $46, supplies cost him $12.59, so he made just over $33 profit out of 3 customers, which averages about $11 per car. He was charging $1 per rim, so it just goes to show the generosity of some people, and he made a decent income from it. This was a really good side hustle. Probably if it was me, I would have gone to find customers first, but the supplies didn't cost him an awful lot at all, and he knew where the hot spots were. He knew to go to parking lots, which was a really good idea. For this, I'm going to put the effort level as a 3, mainly because it takes up your time. It's not passive. You've got to find customers, and unless you're planning to set up a full-on car wash, which you possibly could, it's not scalable. But saying that, he did meet some nice people, so it's not all bad. I'm going to put the reward level at a 2, mainly because if he wasn't getting those generous tips and the extra payments, then he wouldn't have broken even and he would have made a loss. But he had a lot of fun doing it, so yeah, it's definitely one to consider. But yeah, rewards got to be a 2 for that one. The next side hustle Ryan tries is scratch cards. Now for this one, I'm just kidding, I'm not including them, but just imagine if he actually won £50,000, would he have had to great reset himself? Who knows? Anyway, the 9th side hustle Ryan did was caricature drawings. I have no idea if I'm spelling that right, but this is probably the most unique and best one of them all. The reason this was the most unique and best side hustle, the most surprising, is because you weren't expecting it. Ryan was definitely in his element, and you can see this from the crowd that he drew in. After many drawings, he made $93.50 profit, plus a McDonald's gift card. For the effort level, it depends on talent. He was able to do this in 60 seconds, and he was pretty decent at doing it. Myself, I could not draw that in 60 seconds. It would have to be a stick person. But for the reward level, it looked like so much fun. Everyone there was enjoying themselves. Ryan was enjoying himself. So it may not have made the most money, but I'm giving it a 4. And just like the dog walking, if you're getting enjoyment from it and you're making others happy, then that in itself is rewarding. I think it'd be quite interesting to see Ryan take this skill and do an online side hustle. Imagine him doing like selling digital products or something that he could possibly scale, doing like online business with this skill. Now, it is something you could scale, but unless you're hiring others or drawing generic images that could be a digital download, it's never going to be passive income. Now, speaking of passive income, check out my best ways to make passive income online if that's something that you're interested in doing. Now, did you see that? Did you see that smooth transition I just did? That right there is worth a like. I'll wait. Okay, I won't wait. That's all from me, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Obviously, it did take a fair while to go through the series again and to make a note of everything, so I would appreciate a like and subscribe. That's all from me. Hit your comments down below and I'll answer every single one of them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.